When it comes to a home gym, all-in-one systems is what the average consumer, or honestly most people in the home gym, are wanting to be the base of their home gym. And while ForceUSA has been around since 2008, they're the ones that started the all-in-one trainers. And today, I'm gonna cover a popular one for them, their G15. Could this be right for you guys in your home gym? Let's see and find out. Hope you guys enjoy. When I started working out, I could barely bench 65 pounds. Hey, we all make mistakes. For 84, whoa! Not like that. It adjusts like this because I'm stupid. Be honest with you, I haven't used them. I haven't. Like, I'm gonna put my mic here. English teacher, we didn't count all of it, but we just know there's a lot. Garage Gym Reviews is gonna be losing his freaking mind. 18 pounds of butter are just encapsulated inside. All right, guys, so in today's video, we're gonna cover the infamous ForceUSA brand in their all-in-one trainers. Really been excited to show you guys this product because it has been a staple in my training since May. Around mid-May, I got this in, and your boy has had a lot of fun putting this bad boy to the test to give you a 3-month updated review on my personal opinion of this piece. If you are new or a subscriber and you like ForceUSA and their products, I do have my link in the description. It's also on my website, which my website is live. My website has all my partners, reviews, blogs are coming. So using that website, using the link in the description, supports Luke's Garage Gym to get a kickback. So anything for ForceUSA, using that is very helpful. They did send this to me for a review, and shout out to ForceUSA for giving me the chance to feature them on the page. Anyways, let's get back to freaking business, baby. So let's dive into features. You are getting your front uprights here that you're able to do your main power lifts. I was trying to figure out on their site too how much the measurement of these uprights are. So if we were to get their fancy tape measure, it is 2 by 2, baby. 2 by 2. The hole spacings are, I mean, I don't know how accurate this is. I would say it's around 5/8 holes. So 2 by 2 around 5/8 holes. A lot of people do not care for the 2 by 3 and the weird hole spacing because they feel like they are stuck in a single ecosystem. So you get your 2 by 2 uprights. You're able to then utilize all the different attachments with it, but that's the starter. What you're gonna get next is a functional trainer. This functional trainer has 3 pulleys here. Why? Because right now, if you're pulling this right here, that is a 4-to-1 ratio. If you were to put these two together, like so, English teacher, engineer at heart, taking his sweet time. And, okay, keep this going, Katie. There we go. You put this together, and you now have a 2-to-1 ratio. So ratios, a lot of popularity with ratios that people love. The 1-to-1, the 2-to-1. This is unique in the way it's got 4-to-1 to 2-to-1. This is where they stand out, is this massive stack, which you would get is a 289-pound stack. So if I were to pull this right now, it's half of 289. So 289 divided by 2, my editor will give you the math right there. If you were to pull just one, so 289 divided by 4 is what you would get. So you're not getting the full stack on one side, which again, it's a conversation people would like to know more about why they didn't do that. And here's the thing, guys, to know that ForceUSA does offer other products on their website that give you that 2-to-1 to 1-to-1. At Home Gym Con, we did take a look at their C20 and C10, but the G15 is something I want to continue to cover because I think there is a lot of functionality in this piece. We could talk about this all day, but the next thing, how did the Smith machine feel? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't used it as much because right when I got injured in June, I was very limited on a lot of things I wanted to do. I didn't want to bench, I didn't want to squat because I didn't want to plant my feet and put a lot of power. So recently I started doing like some shoulder press and some bench because I'm finally healing, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, this Conterbalanced Smith machine is freaking smooth as all crap, man. It is a very, very smooth Smith machine. Now, the thing is, and we'll cover this more later too, is the depth-wise, You know, the bench, I had to do is put the bench in a certain angle because you can only get so far back with the bench with these shelves here. These shelves weren't here. I feel like I could like butt my bench over the upright down there, but I don't know. The trade-off is the shelves are pretty nice because I don't like storing my crap everywhere. So it's just, you have to set up the Smith machine. I set it up in a way to where I'm facing outwards like this and doing it, because if I were to come inside here and do like a shoulder press, I'd have to do a little bit of incline because the bench would butt up against that. So that's just something to keep in mind in regards of like the shelving units too. But dude, this is, you can hear that. It's not like clanking noise, it's like scratchy, noisy. It almost feels like it's like wobbling back and forth. It's gonna freaking kill you after doing 225. Honestly, I could do 225, I could do 300. I would trust this thing to no means. It's a very smooth experience with this counterbalanced Smith machine. And then some final features before we dive into my opinion, how it feels, how I've used it in my gym is you get a lot of different accessories that come with this. And I'll tell you the things that would come separate with the system. Just some key things to highlight. You get is your weight horns on each side. You got 4 on each side. And I love that they're on the side like this so that you don't have to worry about, you know, going on and off the wall or pulling the rack farther off the wall, because then honestly, I'm the one that would put a freaking hole in the drywall, taking the weight off, it flies off, hits it. So at least if it falls off here, it's just hidden your fancy rubber horse stall mats. Some other things you also would get to with this system is you get some band pegs on the side. If you're really wanting to elevate, you know, your squatting, your benching with some extra tension, you can add that. You get your landmine here, you get your low row attachment. You also would get is your lat attachment here, which is, you know, pretty seamless. You know, you would put this on the rack here. It's kind of cool. It's got like the pop pin on the back side here, and it's got your pin here. So if you wanted to do a lat pull down, or you wanted to do anything of your high pulling movements, you have that to offer. Let's talk about too is your J cups. Got your J cups here with the pin. By the way, I think it's over 60 different holes here. English teacher, we didn't count all of it, but we just know there's a lot. So you have your J cups, a decent amount of depth here. These don't, like the pop pin, these don't pin in like that, just come in and off. I did my research, this does not use UHMW. I want to say it's just like some like padded surface area here. But here's the thing too, you can always upgrade the J cups or the spotter arms to something different from different brands too, if you're not satisfied with using this. And you got your spotter arms as well, with your spotter arms using the same materials. It comes on the same way as you're using your J cups. Fits into the hole here, and it's got the same material at the top here. It's got a decent amount of depth here, so if you're doing a squat or a bench, you seem like the same one as like the Rit Fit, where the one the Rit Fit had were like to here, but this one seems like it's plenty of length to where, you know, you'd be supporting that aspect. And then other features too, you got some cable attachments. You get some cable attachments. I got, you know, tricep push down. You got your curl bar. And you also got is your handle here for your low rows. Your dip handles here utilizes the same aspect of you wanting to pin it on here, you know, pin it on the side here, figure out where it goes, and then adjust. Not like that. It adjusts like this because I'm stupid. Just like that on the inside, not on the outside. You know, you think, Luke, you should know what you're doing, bro. You've been doing this for 5 years. Hey, we all make mistakes. Overall, you get a lot of options and storage options too. There's storage hooks on the sides here. There's storage hooks on the back. So over 15 attachments you get with just the system. And then you also get the storage options, the Smith machine, the functional trainer, and then you also get the band pegs, just the 280-pound stack on each side. So essentially, if you're really like, bro, functionality I'm looking for, bro, functionality is number one for me, bro, versatility is number one for me, dude, there's a lot here with this. So what else you would get next is this counterbalanced Smith machine with your spotters on each side. So this Smith machine, again, counterbalance, and what that means is counterbalance means that you don't have to worry about the barbell weight being an issue because it does not have any weight to it, which really counterbalance is an ideal situation for the beginning lifter who is really starting to elevate their main power lifts. And guys, not to hurt the ego of some people out there, or you meatheads who watch this video, there's actually people out there that can only bench the bar. You know, there's people out there, and you know what? To anyone out there who can only bench the bar, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Because when I started working out, I could barely bench 65 pounds. Probably can only do 85 now. Your boy's been slacking in that department, but hey, that's why these counterbalance systems exist for that reason. You'll have to let me know in the comments if you guys are team counterbalanced or you are team just straight bar without that counterbalance aspect added to the system. So again, Smith machine, front uprights, functional trainer aspect, 289 pound stack, which is a lot of weight. So this was an upgrade that they gave me, was these aluminum pulleys. Honestly, aluminum or plastic, ForceUSA, we'll talk about workout functionality and the features of how it feels, but I don't really think it would matter too much, but you can upgrade to aluminum if you want. I know they had a sale recently where it was included, which they do sometimes, but it's not, it's an add-on feature. And then on the front upright feature, you have this freaking smooth trolley system that goes all the way up and down, and it's nice. It is actually numbered from 1 all the way down, if we even bring this up. It's kind of faded on the uprights here. It goes all the way down to 22, so you have 22 different adjustments on this trolley system. You have plenty of hole spacing you can see throughout the front uprights as well if you're wanting to do your benching and squatting or your main power lifts on the front uprights here. Another feature as well, which is obviously very important, integrated into any all-in-one system, is you have your multi-grip Pullup Bar here on both sides. There's actually a little bit, you can't see in the camera, but there's a little bit of neuro, some baby neuro. So Garage Gym Reviews is gonna be losing his freaking mind if he actually watches these videos and say, oh my God, bro, there's neuro. Hey, Coop, we got neuro, baby. We got a little bit up here. Got your, almost feels like these like rubber handles that you have here. So you're able to obviously do your wide grip, your narrow grip, neutral grip. So you have the different opportunities and different options in that aspect. Honestly, another thing I want to mention too is, dude, this is a heavy machine. This thing is like a freaking truck got dropped down in my garage. You got to think you got 289 pound stacks plus this whole system. The machine weighs around 1,000 pounds. So it's a very durable piece of equipment that ForceUSA has to offer here with the G15. And another thing I wanted to mention too is you would get something like this, is the leg press attachment that would attach to your Smith machine here. And these pop pins would actually pop into one of the points here in the hook of the Smith machine. So if you wanted to do like a seated leg press, you know, for me, unfortunately, I can't show anything with this because I'm currently dealing with a torn ACL and 2 tears in my meniscus. So I can't really bend my knee in that way. So there's no B-roll with that. So it's something that's nice. I know a lot of people enjoy doing that. I haven't had the best experiences with using those pieces, but it's something that as I'm healed more, I definitely would utilize it more and kind of give you more honest feedback on the attachment. But I mean, it's a heavy duty piece, and I like that it clicks in to J-cups here, so it's not bad. Now, what's some things that came not with the system in this rack is I have these shelves here. I have this TV mount up here, which is pretty freaking wild. Aluminum pulleys were separate, and then jammer arms. So these jammer arms, which I'll come around and get for you guys. These jammer arms come separate with it. I'll be honest with you, I have really not used them. It's a separate aspect. So if anyone's a big jammer arm snob, this is an upgrade you could get. But it's just, be honest with you, I haven't used them. I haven't. Just not been into my style of training that I particularly use, but it is an option for people out there with the jammer arms. I mean, these are freaking heavy. I love to know how much this weighs. These aren't junk. This is a pretty beefy piece, but again, it would eat up your rack. So let me know in the comments what you think of the specs of this. Okay, this is their newest model, so it's shorter so it can fit people with smaller basement ceilings. And let me know in the comments what you guys think of all the different attachments you get with the system. Let me know what you think of the upgrade attachment. Do you feel like some of those should be included? Because again, the price of something like this is under $5K. What feature about this rack do you like so far? and what feature do you think should be added or which things would be done different. I've been using this 3 days a week since I think it was May 15th. I checked my drive. I use these all the freaking time. Do I beat it up with a hammer all the time? No, because I don't train like that. It's common sense. I'm just your average dude who likes to work out at home in the setting of a garage gym. So I'm using it in how I would train. First of all, let's talk about, this is even usage, storage options. It's a no-brainer to me. If a system like this is intriguing to you, is these shelves are, I think, a must to store all the different attachments, because there's so freaking many. There might be more behind this that I don't even know about. There's so many. Again, but I also think of it too, like, I do this as a part-time gig for me, so I have a bunch of freaking stuff piled everywhere. But you know, even if this is your main centerpiece or you're thinking about something like this, it's a no-brainer to get the shelves. And I really like the ease of access of taking the plates on and off to put on the Smith bar. That aside, let's talk about the functional trainer aspect on the front uprights first. I will not lie to you guys. This is easily the smoothest, honestly, just overall functional trainer I've ever used. It's not even close. It is just, I swear to God, I always joke to you about buttery smooth. Like, the ones I do are buttery smooth, but it's like, almost like 18 pounds of butter are just encapsulated inside these trolley systems, because it's just such a seamless experience that I personally have not had anything like this since being in a commercial gym. And to be honest too, when we talk about just how it feels from a like pulling aspect, not just a trolley system, dude, like, I'm gonna put my mic here. There is not a single sound coming from that. Even if you didn't use aluminum pulleys, I know for a fact the plastic pulleys are great because of the bearings they use in these wheels here. You don't hear a thing. And it's just, it moves and glides throughout your gym. So, you know, if you wanted to go and do like a row over there on the side and your wife wanted to use the Smith machine, you're not in each other's way. That's not a problem. It's so important for companies to make sure your pulley wheels swivel, because these type of systems are not meant for usually a single person. It's a family-oriented type of system. But this is freaking 12 pounds of butter in this thing, maybe 16 pounds of butter on this thing. My God, it's so smooth. It's really cool. So there's so many different pulleys across the system, which I wonder really makes it shine on the commercial feel aspect of the functional trainer, which I think out of the whole system really makes it shine. Honestly, in retrospect, guys, that's all I've used this for, is the functional trainer and the Smith machine. I have not done anything on the front uprights here. To know you if the J-cups or the spotter arms wear down over time, if you're someone who likes UHMW, that's something that you could get on the side, but I just have not used that. I haven't. But I will say, you know, a positive aspect is that the 2x2 and the hole spacing is nice for possible other things to add on. But again, it's just not something I've used, but you do have a lot of options here, over 50 or 60, whatever that was, if you're wanting to use that. So in regards to how the Smith machine feels, in regards to how the functional trainer feels, I give it, honestly, out of anything I've reviewed so far, it's up there. It's not even close, in my opinion. There's obviously the competitor over here, you know, to the side, is the Smith machine, and the cables can be comparable in a way, but I have to stand my ground and say, in regards to functional trainer aspect, this is the smoothest functional trainer integrated into an all-in-one system I have used, hands down. And that's a quote it, put on a t-shirt, that's how I feel. Now let's sit here and talk about just like my overall feedback and, you know, how I've used it, and is recommendation wise, I feel like I've been using it for 3 months, so I have a really good idea of just the overall system, the target audience, and who it makes sense for. Because at the end of the day, you, the audience member, have to make the decision yourself. I'm just someone who breaks it down, talks about my uses in my garage gym as an average human being, an English teacher who loves doing this. Let's talk about my strength level and where I stand. Does 4-to-1 and 2-to-1 make sense for me if I were to just be the average dude out there, you know, who likes to work out? Probably not. I would like the 2-to-1, 1-to-1, because 1-to-1, I need that for lat pull downs. I need it for low rows. I need over 200 pounds. Now, Could I get something like this and still do that? Yeah, because you could do a weight stack pin and get to that. But again, that's a trade-off for my opinion. But for the 4-to-1, the 2-to-1 ratio, I think as like a single mom with their daughter, single mom with their kids, or a family of 4 who is just trying to start working out at home and wants a really robust, versatile, functional piece, where really 4-to-1, 2-to-1, you're not going to really worry about going past 130, 140 anytime soon. I mean, this is a buy once, cry once piece. It has a lifetime structural warranty, which is a huge aspect. The shipping came in a crate. The UPS guys probably hate me, but a good company in that aspect. But from my personal standpoint, if I were just to get one machine and sit it in my garage and that's it, I would need something 2-to-1 to 1-to-1, which again, they offer on their website, which again, the popularity of the C10, the popularity coming out of the C20. But for a family-oriented all-in-one rack that doesn't need a lot on the stack and wants a smooth, versatile piece with good customer service, a good warranty, I think it could make sense. You're spending $5,000 for just what you get without just the little upgrades, but still, I'd be stunned if you'd have to replace this pretty much in your lifetime. That's a huge thing that I wanted to mention too, is I know cable ratio is a huge thing with a lot of people, which I understand. But I think at the end of the day, there's a target audience for everything that is out there, depending on quality, which quality is not an issue with this. There's quality there, there's good people behind it. There's a market for people. So you have to let me know in the comments if this is something that would be in the market for you or not in the market for you. Honestly, this is something I use all the time for pretty much every single one of my movements besides lat pull down and rows. I go over to my 200, actually it's a 300-pound stack 1-to-1 ratio for that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still able to get probably 90 to 95% of my lifts just using this system, which is great. Most people have room for other things out there. I think at the end of the day, guys, you're getting a lot of features with the system. You're getting smooth cable system, a smooth Smith machine, pull-up bar, big freaking stacks. Upgrade-wise, honestly, I don't like jammer arms. I would never use them. They sent it to me just to check out and use, but I just haven't, being honest. I've never used them. It's not my thing. I think upgrade-wise, if this is something you're looking into, I think the shelf's a no-brainer. The TV mount's cool, but clearly there's not a TV there because I haven't put one. But it's cool to have a feature like that. It's not really a necessity. The storage options, there's plenty on each side. Storage everywhere. This pretty much is the centerpiece of your gym. You don't really need much else after that. So let me know in the comments what you think of this piece from ForceUSA, the G15. This is a 3-month update. We're going to give you another update in about 6 months. And then hopefully we can get something like, the C10, C20 in here as well to give variety to the audience out there. Again, if you think this video is helpful, I do have a link in the description. That's my ForceUSA link. Even if you don't like the G15, you want to buy other stuff from ForceUSA because you want to support me, that really helps the channel out. Love all you guys. And make sure you check out all my other content. We have weekly videos on Luke's Garage Gym and cannot wait to bring out content again soon on Luke's Garage Gym. It's Luke from Luke's Garage Gym. See you guys later.